If you've been producing for a while, you've seen this play out. Big producer drops a plugin, promos like crazy, marketing goes crazy, and then it's a complete bust. The plugin's no good, everyone's forgotten about it 2 weeks later. So when Jay Cactus drops a plugin called Layerizer, you may not be jumping out of your seat to get it. And I can completely understand if you've been burned before. But I have to say, with what he has shown in his videos, it seems like it's actually a very solid plugin. I'm a big fan of Jay Cactus and his content, so I said, what the heck, I'm going to get this thing, I'm going to try it out, and I'm going to let you guys know how well it works and if it's worth your money. Let's get into it. Hopping over to this project here, I'm going to first play the melody without Layerizer. Okay, I'm gonna go through two examples. I got two beats that I've used Layerizer on so far, and so we just got to get a feel of what the sound is like. Okay, so that's the dry melody. So to spice it up, I threw on this Layerizer right here. Okay, using the intense piano texture preset, and I think I did a couple little tweaks on the different knobs here, but this is what that sounds like. Okay, so you can hear there's reverb, there's grains, there's some stereo separation, there's some panning going on, and it's adding a layer to this melody, and it really spices it up quite a bit. Like, I think the difference there is pretty stark, and it speaks for itself. I think definitely that worked out pretty good. But I didn't stop there. I actually routed the melody to another insert, and I threw another instance of Layerizer on. And this one is using the darkness preset, and I do not think I touched anything here. So you can see this one has a mix of 100%. So this one is fully taking that signal and turning it into a layer, whereas the other one had kind of a low mix, so that I'm still getting my main melody. It's just adding a little on top. This is going to be like a whole different layer that sounds completely different. So let's listen with both of those in there. Okay, so that one's a little more subtle, just with how the levels of everything is. We could boost that up. Let's see what happens if we boost that up. Okay, so then you can kind of hear what that's doing better, louder. So yeah, use case there in this beat, I was doing one layer mixed in here, adding, you know, reverb, delay, panning, texture, just to kind of take up more space, because this is a very spacious melody, and that's what I did there. And then I just automated that second insert, so in the verse it's taken out, since I dropped the melody down 12 semitones. Having that darkness preset was kind of just making things a little muddy. It was a little bit too low, so I take it out there, and it's also just good for the arrangement so that there's differentiation. Let's hop into the other project. All right, so in this one, I threw it on my top line melodies. There's several different variations of the top line melody, so I'm just going to pick out the first one, or the A section here. So A section top, and let's just solo the melody, and I'll go ahead and disable Layerizer here, and we'll just listen to the dry. Okay, so then we have the Layerizer, turn it on. Okay, so again, we're adding reverb, we're adding grains, using the short grain of rice preset, and again, I think I tweaked a few different things here, but it makes quite a big difference in the track. So listen through here. We can play around with this. Take off Layerizer. It just adds so much energy and texture. Let's see. Did I throw one on the keys? No, I did not throw one on the keys. So I just did it on the top line melody here. Again, this is one where I just mixed it in. It's kind of very low mix setting here. You can see at the bottom of the plugin, just 15%. And it's just adding that texture. And that's what this plugin is designed to do. It's designed to add new layers. You can do, certain presets are set for 100% mix, where you can kind of just render that out, mix it in, or do how I did in the other beat and just send it to a different track. So if you route it to that bus, then you'll have that bus playing the layer, and you can turn that on and off or change the mix level throughout the beat with an automation clip. But honestly, using it through 2 beats, I think it does what it's supposed to do very well. So the question becomes, is this plugin a necessity? Is this something you need? Comparable plugins that come to mind that I would use in place of this or before having this would be Portal, I think, is the first one that comes to mind. You can definitely get those granulated textures in there. You can get, delays and the panning and stuff. What I think is better about Layerizer personally is how it's set up. This is super easy to adjust the parameters and know what everything's doing, whereas Portal's kind of abstracted. You have to switch your view and change what the effects are and what the modulation stuff, because let's just pull up Portal so I can kind of show you what I'm talking about. So like this is what you're looking at on Portal. You just have this circle and you can drag this around and it's changing the 2 macros over here. But until you change to this view, you don't even know what these macros are. It's a little bit more complicated. Nothing, wrong with Portal. I love using Portal, but to adjust the preset and stuff, it may be a little bit more convoluted. So I kind of like the way that Layerizer does it. Another one would be like the Sound Toys bundle. Obviously, Sound Toys has, the effect rack, and you can make the same type of thing happen there. But again, I think it'd be more complex to do it that way. I really like the workflow of this, and I think I will be using this quite a bit. If you make trap music, drill music, having these texture layers is vital to making your beats stand out. It really adds a lot of energy, a lot of just depth to your song. And it doesn't have to be something that's like super upfront, but you saw it with the A/B comparisons. It added a ton of energy to the track and made it feel completely different. Like beforehand, you might have been like, "Oh yeah, this is cool," but then you add in that layer, and it's like, "Oh, now it sounds good. Like now, this is where I want it to be." So, yeah, I think it's completely worthwhile. I think they did a really good job. Jay Cactus and whatever development team helped make this plugin. They did a fantastic job. It looks great. It's easy to use, and I can honestly say I'm going to be using this quite a bit. If you're interested in seeing another video about Layerizer where I break down what all the knobs do and stuff like that, I'd be happy to do that. This video is more just an overview of my initial thoughts on it. I've already actually recorded the video or a video of me doing that and doing a cook up, from scratch before I've put Layerizer on there. So if that's something you want to see, make sure you leave a like, comment that you want to see that, and I'll ahead and put it up. But if it's not of interest, then maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't. Just depends if I decide to edit that or not. But hope you enjoyed the video. Till next time, peace.